from Cleveland's most accurate weather team. This is 19 First Alert Plus, sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
And good morning, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. Let's take a live look into, I believe this is Akron. Beautiful shot, just a beautiful morning, a little bit cool for some, but 62 degrees already, and it's going to warm up a little bit more, maybe not a ton. Let's bring in 19 First Alert meteorologist Kelly Dobeck. Kelly, this has been a beautiful stretch of weather, and it continues.
Yeah, beautiful stretch in today, no different. The only difference from today versus yesterday is going to be we'll have more sunshine out there today, and it will be warmer if you live away from the lake shore. So the lake breeze is going to kick in this afternoon, making anywhere from Toledo to Ashtabula like 10 to 15 degrees cooler than spots a little bit farther south. So right now we're in the 60s across the board. Notice in New Philly we're almost at 70, but then look late this afternoon. Temperatures along the lake shore, look at they're in the 60s, low 70s, and then we're in the 80s in Akron and Summit County, Stark County, and the low 80s as well. Worcester in the 80s. So again, it's going to be those lakeshore communities, even throughout Cuyahoga County. If you're in downtown Cleveland, we'll be in the 60s, but if you go a little bit further south, Independence, Strongsville, Brecksville, you'll probably be closer to that 80-degree mark. So even though it'll be cooler along the lakeshore thanks to that north wind and that lake breeze, it's still going to be a really nice day. So this is what's on tap here as we're heading into the weekend. A little bit of new data. Things are nice and quiet right now. Doppler radar, nothing going on. But if we zoom out a little bit more to the west, we've got this frontal system that's just off to the west here that is just taking its sweet old time. So because it's moving nice and slow, it's changed the timing a little bit of our rain chances through the weekend, and it's not going to want to leave us through the weekend, which means it's going to be a little bit more unsettled. Now, is it going to be a washout? No. I do think we'll have lots of dry time, especially for Cedar Point opening weekend. What it will do is keep things a little bit cooler and cloudier. So we'll be mainly in the 70s through the weekend, which is actually still above normal for this time of year, though. Usually we're in the mid 60s, so just a little bit cooler than it has been, and then it'll keep those scattered showers and rumble chances around. So let's walk you through when the rain arrives here on Future View hour by hour. So as we head through today, again, not expecting rain. Through lunchtime, we're in the 70s. The lake breeze will kick in, cooling things back down along the lake shore, but then notice we're in the 80s down from Canton all the way down to Dover, New Philly. As we continue through the evening hours, the latest data, again, suggesting that we're staying dry. We're watching for this warm front to lift through. That could bring a stray shower early Friday, but most of the rain is going to be late afternoon. So you can start to see the spotty stuff, and then through the afternoon hours, we have some of those areas of reds and oranges indicating we've got a couple of thunderstorm ingredients out there, so we could hear a couple rumblers bring in a couple of pockets of heavier rain and maybe a few gusty winds, but we're really not expecting too much in terms of severe weather or anything like that. So because this system is taking its sweet old time, watch what happens overnight Friday into early Saturday morning. That timestamp is in the top left-hand corner of your screen. It's around 8, 9 a.m. There is rain around, so definitely it'll be a wet start in the morning, but it's not going to be staying wet all day long. It's going to be on and off showers and a few rumbles of thunder as we head through your Saturday, and then keeping the chance for a couple of scattered showers Sunday. But overall, main theme here is it's not going to be a washout, just a little bit more unsettled with temperatures in the 70s as we head into the weekend. But there are more 80s on the 7-day, Dan.
Yeah, Kelly, I always watch this and so informative, and the first question in my mind is, when am I going to find time to mow my yard? And it looks like it's going to be a wet weekend, so I get the weekend off.
What time do you get off work today?
Oh.
Before. You get it in before the weekend.
You can't mow your yard on a Thursday. Who does that?
No,
we're going to
yeah.
take we're going to take that 15-second pause and look at our 7-day forecast. Give us just 15 seconds.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Bless you
All
very
right.
bless
Thank you.
Kelly.
I was trying to hold it.
Let's get through our 7-day.
All right. Speaking of allergies, it's starting to pick up a little bit as we're getting into the more spring-like pattern. So maybe you're not alone in being sneezy, but with the more unsettled pattern, with the waves of rain, actually with the quick showers, they may actually make your allergies act up a little bit more. But when we get this more widespread rain, better chance like Saturday morning, it should make you get a little bit of relief from the allergies if you're dealing with them this weekend. But today, mid Mid-70s and sunshine, again cooler along the lakeshore. Rain comes in tomorrow afternoon, few rumble chances. Best chance for rumbles will be Friday, and then again when the front lifts through into Saturday. So we'll keep the chance for thunderstorms around, but again, it's not going to be a washout. You notice the temperatures dipping into the 70s, overnight temps in the 60s. Coolest night looks to be Sunday night right now into Monday, but then notice we warm things back up close to 80 again with more scattered storm chances. When you bring in the warmth, you just can't rule out an isolated rumble of thunder or two. I do want to say though, this is a really good time. We always talk about the 19 First Alert weather app for severe weather to plan ahead, but it's also really great for this time of year, spring, summer, when we get these showers moving in. If you're really trying to plan out your weekend as the temperatures start to get a little bit nicer, as it starts to get a little bit warmer, the First Alert weather app will send you rain alerts. So it'll let you know, hey, rain's heading towards your location in the next, so-and-so minutes. It'll also send you lightning alerts. Lightning was detected, 5, 10, 15 miles from your location. So it really helps you plan ahead so you don't have to cancel those plans, but it gives you that first alert to let you know, like, hey, rain's going to be here in the next 20, 30 minutes. We got to move everything inside.
And what I love about the app is how pinpointed it is. If it's going to rain in Canton and they get a notification, because we saw those spotty showers that Kelly was showing us, and I'm not going to get that alert in Cleveland if it's going to rain.
It's all based on where you live.
Yeah, it's a GPS driven thing. It's phenomenal. It tells you, it knows your neighborhood, it knows your community, and that's when you get alerted. That's awesome. Kelly, talk to us about the First Alert Focus show. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so First Alert Focus is our all-weather show that airs every weeknight at 7:30 on the CW43. Tonight, Jeff really diving in to what the widespread pattern is looking like across the country. So are we trending warmer? Are we trending colder? And then digging a little bit more into how the beginning of May is looking like for us here in Northeast Ohio. He's super good at breaking it down and explaining what to expect. And he's got some good news in there too. So that's something you can tune into. We always break down the science. If you tuned in yesterday, I did a whole story on a couple that got engaged, and they used hexagonal mirrors that they 3D printed to point at the sun, so then the reflection would say, "Marry me." So we also do some cool nerdy science stuff on there too, but it's all revolved around the weather, and really it just helps you plan your weekend too. It gives you really a breakdown of the forecast so you know what to expect and how to plan ahead. It gives you the first alert.
Nobody else in the market, I really don't think anybody in the country on a local level is doing an entire half-hour weather show dedicated to the science, the looking forward. It's not just our meteorologist standing there in front of the green screen for a half hour. It really digs into some good topics. If you have a child that's into science, a kid that's into science and loves it, that is a great show for them to watch Monday through Friday, 7:30 on WUAB, also known as 43, Channel 43. 19 First Alert meteorologist Kelly Dobeck, thanks for your time yet again today.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, take care. Just going to wrap up our look at the weather picture. Another look down in Akron. Beautiful blue skies, 62 degrees, and it's going to be a beautiful day. Try and get out and enjoy it before some of that rain moves in for the weekend. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be right here on our digital platforms. Otherwise, watch for our 11 o'clock news on CW43 and our noon news on Channel 19. I'm Dan DeRose.